It's allergies.
We got a cup of coffee in here,
swear.
please.
It is not cocaine. It is allergies. I know you don't believe me.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. We'll find out. Hold on. Yeah, it's okay coffee. My wife got up early and made the coffee today. And I don't even have my regular cup because it's in the dishwasher. Things are not the way they should be. And it's an hour earlier. Good morning, folks. It is Monday, your favorite day of the week, right? Right. September 19th, 2022. The last weekend of summer has gone. It's a memory. The gig from hell is a memory. It's over with, over and done. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, here we are. It's Monday, start of a new week. Almost start of a new season. Thursday starts autumn. Autumn. Are you ready for autumn? It's still pretty hot and humid here today. Gotta tell you, here in New York, it is. It's not that. Probably only 70. What is it? 70 something degrees. 77. Ooh, 70. No, 71. Not too bad. Um. Oh, I got a picture of me from a shot from the Ferris wheel last night. Oh, I look bizarre wearing my overalls. Anyway, uh, good morning, folks. If you're wondering why I am starting. This is starting an hour early and planning to start an hour early for the foreseeable future. I am starting something new today. It's not a job. Not like a job, like where you go to a company and you fill out an application and you sit at a desk. I'm starting work on an independent film today that will probably take maybe 2-3 months of me getting up early and being in the studio. It's a very makeshift studio. It's kind of not a lot of money behind this project, but it's something I'm really interested in doing and um, really excited about. So I'm going to be starting the program early. May have a bunch of guests, guest hosts, I guess you would call them, come in and do later shifts, taking over at 9, maybe 9:30 or so. At some point, I've got some people, and maybe Jamie and Carl will be doing some of that, depending on that kind of stuff. No, the Earth is not flat. You're not going to get me on that today. Not today. Not today, flat boy. Good morning, Ralph. Good morning, toilet man. Carl says, hail from the toilet. Carl's probably, I don't know if they did a of Dykes and Man early today. It was super early for us. Would be super early. It would probably be a morning thing for them. As you know, their grandmother is getting thrown dirt on her today. Finally, the rotten meat in the box, as we like to call her, is getting put in the ground. Finally, put that stink to rest. Cover that shit up and never talk about it again. Except here in the United States, we'll be having a memorial for her on Wednesday with all the dignitaries who weren't invited to her funeral. The American dignitaries who were snubbed from her funeral are going to have a memorial in D.C. on Wednesday. I don't know. I think they still haven't marched it through the town and the old town and all that stuff. Have they? I don't know. The box in the box. Anyway, rotten meat in a box. She's getting put in the ground. I don't know if she's already in the ground, but I'm not sure what the deal is because it looked like they already did a show today. It also looks like Jamie might have broken his hand beating up his neighbor or something. I don't know. This is all conjecture on my part. I'm just guessing here. Wow. But so because Jamie's got a big old um, swollen hand. I don't know how he did it. I just saw the picture of it. I know he's been having some neighbor problems, you know, um, and I guess I'm projecting what might have happened if I were involved. Um, so I will be starting work on this independent film that should take me maybe 2, maybe 3 months of getting up and getting out of the house, which is a little weird for me because I haven't worked. And again, this is not like a job, but it's still getting up and getting out of the house. Um, and I don't do that. I haven't done that in a very long time, and I'm not conditioned to doing that. Now, it's not too far away. The commute won't drive me crazy, or it might drive me a little crazy. We'll see. I should knock on wood, and hope it doesn't drive me crazy. Um, so that's the reason we're doing this early. Now, Zach Wiseman from some Nobodies might be doing some. I have interviews set up for this week that start at 10 because, well, Tony Darrow is tomorrow, and he's in New York. I can maybe get him to come on at 9. Uh, David Wolfelder is in California though, and he'll be Thursday. And he's been with us before. David was in New York City, and I missed the chance to talk to him when he was in New York City last week. Bright young man, great career ahead of him. He's only 21 and killing it in the California comedy scene. Good for him. Like to see that. So he'll be with us Thursday. So I don't know who's going to be doing that. Well, see, the thing is, my frustration is they could be able to work this filming around my schedule. I mean, I want everything my way. It should be I should be able to finish my show and take a nice leisurely drive in there and start work on this production, right? That's what it should be. And best of all worlds. Um, Yesterday the gig from hell was could have been a little more hellish, to be honest with you. It wasn't all that hell. It wasn't great, and it never it why I call it the gig from hell is because um it's not the playing. It's always first of all, it's showmobiles. And I don't know if you're familiar with the showmobile, but showmobile is a stage, an aluminum stage on a trailer, and it sucks. It sucks for sound. Um, it doesn't feel all that sturdy, especially when you have a big, heavy guy like Mikey dancing around and feels like you're having an earthquake at all times. Um, there's a car show behind us going with loud hip hop music and you know, Hispanic dance music pumping out the bass like you can feel it underneath all of the entire time you're playing. You feel somebody else subwoofer bass shaking the ground. Not good. Getting in and out is a fucking nightmare with the traffic and all of the parking, all that kind of stuff. So it's a gig from hell. But relatively speaking, we've had worse gigs from hell down there. Yesterday was not as bad as it could have been. For some reason, I wore overalls, like a farm worker or something. Like yeah, baling hay. I don't know why. I just didn't feel like I felt like just being stupid yesterday, like I do every day, I guess. And so that's how I demonstrated my stupidity yesterday. I hope the Queen stuff is finally over today, but I have a feeling it's just going to go on and on and on and on. Now, some news stuff I want to talk about, and it is political, so if that's going to scare you, just run away and hide. Joe Biden says that if China attacks Taiwan, that U.S. ground troops will be sent to fight against China for Taiwan. I don't think he checked with America about this because I don't think America's on board with that. I know I'm not. First of all, I don't want any new wars for America. Well, and maybe it's a bluff. If it's a bluff, it's a stupid bluff. You don't play bluff with China. China's too fucking big to bluff because things could go really bad. Um, but we got our own fucking problems here, man. We really do. We don't need a war with China. And I appreciate Taiwan's position here. They don't want to be invaded. And they don't want to be forced to be part of something that they are not down with either. But we got our own fucking problems. I mean, at some point, you have to think about yourself. Yeah, and selfishness in this case, we got to get your own house in order. It's like the airplane analogy. When the plane's going down, you don't you put your mask on yourself first so that you can help others. America is in no position to fight wars to help other countries right now. We're not. We're in no position to keep funding wars for like Ukraine. And Ukraine seems to be doing fine. Who knows what's happening with that fucking money? Uh Carl says dementia slip. Pretty sure his speechwriters didn't say it. Well, I don't know. I don't know because they want China to believe, absolutely want China to believe that invading Taiwan would be a bad thing. I think his advisors and speechwriters and everybody are all on board with this. I think the entire administration is on board with making the statement. I don't think it was a dementia slip. I think he meant to say it, but I don't think. See, a lot of these times, fucking guys don't really have a good feel for the room. They're not reading the room correctly, and America is the room right now. And I think even if you went, it doesn't matter which side you're on here. I think even if you were on the other side and a full-on Trump supporter, and somebody polled them and said, if Trump were in office and said he wanted to send troops to defend Taiwan, I think even I don't know. I think if Trump said he wanted to fucking nuke the moon, they'd say, "Okay, yeah, Trump said so." Um, but I would think even they would have the Taiwan? Why? Why? We got our own fucking problems here. I don't know. It the room definitely is not supporting of it. So that's that. Got me a little worried about that this morning. No, here I am going out to do something. I could just be staying home. And here's the thing: I forgot to mention why I'm kind of troubled about this having to go to a thing when I haven't gone to a thing in 5 years. It's that today is double points day at my dispensary, and I'm kind of low on weed. Kind of low on weed. So I'm not going to get a chance to go to the dispensary until Saturday. This is a bad thing, and the only dispensary I have is 20 miles from my house. It's another 15 miles from the studio I'll be at today. I'm not going to be able to get. I'm not going to be able to stock up. And today's double rewards points. You see my problem. It's all about me. It really is. It's all about me. Everything's all about me. That's the way life is. I'm a very selfish person. Um, what was the bit of news? Oh, you know what? There was some non-political news that got me kind of curious. Well, first of all, um, hurricane season is now fully in effect, and we might have one coming up the coast. Hurricane Fiona is one that we need to look out for, and it just hit the Dominican. Mikey just got back from the Dominican 2 days ago. He's got that kind of luck, fucking lucky bastard. Because if it would have been me on vacation in the Dominican, it would have hit my last day there, and then not only would I be stuck there, I'd be paying through the nose for hotel rooms and all that kind of stuff. Um, yeah. What? The piece of news that got oh, Michelle Branch in People magazine today. Michelle Branch, remember Michelle Branch? She hasn't had a hit in a long time. I think the last time she had a hit was with a duet she did with Carlos Santana. Anyway, she got arrested for beating her husband. Her husband is Pat, the drummer from Black Keys. I think he was cheating on her, which is weird. If you've seen him, he looks like the typical dork from like a Leave It to Beaver era TV show. Like the kid, what was the kid from Screech or something like that? From uh I don't know, Saved by the Bell kid show. Just a total dork. And first of all, Branch was scoring way above his competition, his league, way out of his league, right? And then to go cheating on her with a young hottie groupie, whatever. Like, I guess being a rock star makes up for a lot of dorkiness. And listen, even among rock stars, he's not respected. He's not respected at all. Everybody I've talked to musician wise just thinks he's lucky who have hooked up with his pal there in Black Keys because he's like, I listen. I know children that are better drummers than him. Seriously, um, he's not talented in any way as far as the drumming goes. He just was fortunate enough to be a part of something that hit. I shouldn't say he has no talent. I shouldn't say that, but he's not a great drummer. He's not a skilled drummer. Um, and there are times when yeah, bring on the child drummers. Yeah, no. Um, Good morning, Ghost Dribble. I guess we have the leftovers from the Doug Stanhope show. They were all piling out of the show. What are you doing up this early, man? You were out at a big time comedy show. Oh, well, it's not early for you. What am I saying? Anyway, but I'm interested in this because she got arrested for beating him up. Now, there's definitely a double standard here because, first of all, Michelle Branch is a little woman. He's a small, diminutive woman, kind of. I don't know, is a bit petite the word? I don't know. She's small, and he's big. So when a guy gets beat up by a little girl like that, there's judgment that comes with it. But also, there's this thing most of us, most people jump to the conclusion that he somehow deserved getting his ass kicked. If your wife beats the shit out of you, listen, if I tell you my wife beat the shit out of me, you're probably gonna jump to the conclusion, "What'd you do? You deserved it." I think he was suspected of cheating on her. He probably did cheat on her, but who knows? But even if it would completely turned around and she cheated on him and he beat her up, the reaction to it would be completely different, and he would be a pariah forever. And I'm not saying it's okay for a man to beat his wife, even if he catches her cheating on I'm saying the judgment from society is completely different. I'm curious as to what she had to say. Now, there's an audio piece out from People Magazine today about it, and I definitely want to hear that. I want to hear because she's defending. I guess she's putting out her side of the story. Why she beat him up? Why she got arrested for beating him up? Interesting stuff, though. To me, I'm not big on the celebrity gossip stuff and who's dating who and who's getting married. I don't give a shit about that. But a woman gets thrown in jail for beating her husband. That's curious. I want to know more about it. Um, I would love to have been with the cops when they got that call and just seen. Wait a minute, well, I don't know. I don't want to. Probably about 5'2". I guess I'm just guessing here, 5'2", and he's probably about 6'3". Um, so I mean, first of all, I mean, getting your ass kicked. I could see she hit him once. You know, do you call the cops because your wife hit you? My wife has hit me. My wife punched me once. I wouldn't call the cops. You don't have to beat her up to defend yourself. You can block punches. You can step away, run away. you don't. Uh, you don't need the cops to defend you. I would think. I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where a woman was hitting me where I feel like and well, actually, to Sissy Burkett. Sissy Burkett gave me a fat lip, but she hit me with a master lock in the face. Um, I can't imagine having to call the cops to protect me from my wife. That's so I got there had to have been a lot of judgment on the part of the cops showing up. Like, really, dude? She's a foot shorter than you. You couldn't just put your arms out and block. You couldn't just run away, step away. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. William Conway says, "What self-respecting man files that report?" I don't know. Obviously, Patrick's not all that self-respecting, right? I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Carl is in the back now. I want to just say that Carl did actually. He sat in the front row last night, and he's going back again tonight. So all that stuff about him being just too cool to sit in the front row and come back again the next day. That was all nonsense. He's going back. He's bringing the queen with him. She might smell a little bit. He'll do. He'll deal with it. He's had smellier dates. Anyway, Carl's here now. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning. The Queen is coming,
Uh,
baby.
Is she in the ground yet?
No, it's going to go on for another 3 hours. I think the service is done, but they're wheeling her around. I don't know. We stopped. We did an hour and 45 at 5 a.m. your time. We're done with it. I can't.
You
watch
did. I was.
Yeah.
It confused me. It's like, what the fuck? That's a
I
early.
thought you knew. I thought you knew. Yeah, we were going to come on and do that early one of Odam, and we're going to go ahead with the last rites later on tonight in about 5 hours. But yeah, I'm pretty tired. I have to say.
Yeah, I bet. Stanhope was good.
He was very, 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 very high, and he acknowledged that at the beginning. And he had high notes. It was a good fun. It was a real fun show, and his opener was good. It was good. He had a great suit, strong purple suit game. Yeah, so it was good. There were a few empty seats, but I think it filled out pretty well at showtime.
Were the empty seat? You think, because you couldn't know this, but the empty seats might have been because people just couldn't get through crowds and stuff, or no?
Well, it depends where you're coming from. For me, I could nip into London, and it's all over here. It's a little bit west, so
Yeah.
we were pretty quick. But yeah, there might have been a few people as well just couldn't face London.
And some of those tickets were bought 2.5 years ago, right?
Exactly. It's pushed January 2020 is when I got that ticket. So. I kept forgetting. Even 2 weeks ago, I kept forgetting. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I have a show."
It's like the biggest rock star ever. You have to comedian ever. You got to buy tickets 2.5 years in advance.
Yeah.
And you were pretty tuned up by the time you went and seen him. You had
Inadvertently, yeah, I didn't eat, and I started drinking beer on the stream that I did in the day, and I was drinking beer on the train, and when I got there, I got a couple of street beers. Then I met some friends I've not seen in over a year. We used to go to a lot of shows together, and yeah, we had a few, but by the time we got in there, probably didn't know he'd have an opener, but Bobby Mayer opened for him. I've seen Bobby years ago in a little room I was playing actually. He was pretty good, and by the time Stanhope come on, yeah, we were pretty gone, but by far not bad. There were some fucking the usual idiots at Stanhope shows there, you know, drunk, just shouting Douglas, and then going back to sleep.
it's like a bar show. Did you get to meet this ghost gerbil fella? I don't know his real name,
No,
so
no, we tried. We were in different bars at the beginning, so we tried before we went. We were trying to meet up, but you know it's just difficult to herd cats. It's busy in those places anyway. But when we got in, we sent each other a selfie of where we were. So shout out to Ghost Gerbil. And yeah, my friend saw him before I did, so I zoomed in on a creepy picture of him and his girlfriend and DM'd him that. So hey, Ghost, we'll meet one day.
I think his name is Douglas. He's in the chat room now.
No, he found the thread of someone who went to the show that had never seen Stanhope and fucking hated it because he didn't know who he was. And then the comment is something like, he's off his head. The jokes he can get out of his adult brain are terrible. Like, this is his review on Twitter today. So he's obviously didn't even know who Stanhope was. But then, yeah, he did make a good point, this guy, about the fan behind him just waking up enough to say Douglas and going right back to sleep again.
Oh, that's what he was. He was yelling Douglas. Okay,
Yeah,
I get it. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, who would have fucking go to a show like that without even knowing who the comedian was? Because I
yeah,
see,
yeah.
you know, I could see you being in a comedy club and seeing several comedians and not knowing some of them, but you're there for
Yeah, but
one.
to walk past a theatre like the Apollo, is
Right.
one of the bigger venues in London, and go, I'm going to go to that.
I never heard of the guy.
That I did not have a good time.
Now, did Stanhope do anything about the Queen at all? No, or didn't even
Yeah,
mention it?
yeah, a couple of times. Yeah, a couple of things. Yeah, I can't remember what exactly, but yeah, he had a couple of lines about the Queen. It was a funny show. He was trying to order drinks. Hennigan was bringing him drinks, but was too scared to come on the stage, so he was berating him. It was a little bit wild, but it was a real good fun. And yeah, it's a theatre bit. It was like kind of like a wild club show, I guess.
Yeah.
Stanhope was fucking high.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's having a great time. It was a great show.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's still summer there, right? It still feels like summer. Well, yesterday was a summer day, or no?
No, it's kind of getting cold now, actually. The sun came out when I got there, but it was it's starting to today's legitimately cold for me. I'm not good. It's 16 degrees, whatever that is. I don't know.
Yeah, probably about 60 or something.
Yeah, it's getting there. Because you had such a warm summer, this just feels cold now.
Yeah. It's still it was starting to get chilly here in the middle of last week, but yesterday and today it's been summer again. Today so far it's very humid, and actually the last day of summer is Wednesday, my anniversary. Oh,
Nice.
I hate that stuff.
You having a nice dinner? What's going on?
I don't know yet. It's
You gotta
Monday.
do something.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
You could give her a bunch of flowers that say "Mum" that you found in a cemetery. Take her out for a nice dinner.
You're my queen.
Yeah, just find out. There's got to be a wreath saying "Queen" lying around New York somewhere.
Definitely. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I have to leave the house today, and I'm just not a house leaving type of guy anymore. Stanhope was grinning like a child.
Yeah, he Stanhope was having a party on, so he fucking loved it. It's nice to see. It was just great.
Huh. Was he on edibles or just drinking?
Well, he said he was high. He said he was fucking high when he come on stage, and he had high notes like in his jacket that he kept looking for. But yeah, I guess probably edible. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to leave the house. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
First day. Well, listen, it is a job. You got to wash behind the ears, get your shirt on, get out there on time. First day at work. We're proud of you.
Behind my ears. Listen, when you're bald, you have to wash behind your ears, even if you're staying home.
I'll be figuring that out pretty soon. I'm trying to hang on about 2 years before I go grade 1, and then it'll be bald, I think, in 5 years.
Uh,
It's
but
got
I don't. Oh, that's my alarm telling me it's 8:30. Why? Um, so I don't know. It could. It's a real adjustment for me though. I mean, just getting in the
yeah.
car and making plans and getting up early and all that stuff. I do have a couple of people who are interested in doing some guest hosting. I have to kind of figure out because I don't want to book comedians expecting to talk to me, and then they get like Zach Wiseman, who no offense to Zach, he's fucking great. Zach is great, and he's a good interviewer. But it would be a real surprise to them. I'm booking them; they think they're coming on talking to me, and now, hey, where's
Yeah,
Matt?
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it
how
might
to
be weird.
handle this, but I want to keep the show going until
For sure.
this thing is over, which will probably be around sometimes around Thanksgiving. I'm thinking.
Well, give
But
me a shout. I can jump on some if you'd like. I don't mind. I can go solo or jump on with someone else. I'm happy to help.
all right,
Some
well, I
days I can
appreciate
make it
that.
for sure. We'll figure it out.
What happened with your buddy Jamie? Did you don't want to talk about it, or you do want?
No,
He punched somebody, didn't he?
no, he tried to play rugby with his son after drinking yesterday, and he
Uh,
slipped and fell over. That's what happened.
oh, oh,
And
because he was.
he's gonna go to hospital tomorrow. He's not going today.
That's dumb. It'll probably, if they get by the time tomorrow comes, it'll probably be too late to do anything about it. It's probably already too late to do anything about it. Just ice it up and let the swelling go down. But
Yeah, he's icing it today, but it looks at least like a bad sprain or something. It could be broken.
I know something broken. I mean, that's just gonna be worse if they gotta set it tomorrow because they'll have to. It'll probably already start resetting itself, and then they'll have to re-break it to set it right. That's good to be young.
I can't make him go. He's got a girl in the house. She should be making him.
Oh.
Well, wife.
So what do you think about this whole guy getting arrested for it? I mean, guy having his wife arrested for beating him up. Patrick, whatever his name is.
Yeah, how bad was it? Is she crazy? Is she doing it a lot? I'll
No,
throw a
it
bitch in
was one
prison.
time. She caught him. I think she caught him cheating.
Yeah, I mean, no, I would probably take that one if it was me.
Yeah,
especially if you're cheating, right? I've got to take it.
You take the beating, and I don't know. He's a weird dude anyway. You've seen him? Have you seen him? 'Cause he's really dorky looking. I mean,
No.
he's the kind of guy you would just assume, like, never got laid in his life, and then he is.
Well, it's common, right? With guys that get famous, they're nerdy, they never speak to girls, and then they suddenly get fame and they can get girls.
Yeah,
They're still going to act weird.
yeah. No, it's very tempting to be a rock star. Even it's tempting if you're any kind of performer getting any kind of attention. You're going to get some chances to do that. You're going to get tempted. But I don't know, the whole idea of, first of all, calling the cops on your wife, like, you need that protection. I need a man with a gun up here to
Well,
protect.
I can, if it is a longer term thing and she's legit crazy, I'd consider putting her in prison or like charging her. But I'm not going to call the cops to feel protected. You can
Yeah.
strangle her. You don't have to hit her. You get her in a headlock.
Right. Well, yeah, or you could just get away. You could run away. I mean, she's
Get your car keys and get out of there. That's I would go for a drive. But you're gonna come back and all your shit's gonna be in the bin. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Your Mac. Take your MacBook with you and your phone.
Oh, they're definitely gonna have some, because they're both rich. She's a rock star. He's a rock star. I mean, they got money, so there's gonna be some divorce nonsense going on with them. It won't be like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard type of
No.
stuff, but there will be
It'll be
some.
the low rent Depp and Heard.
But what about the societal judgment on this thing? Because if it were the other way around, he'd be a pariah, right?
Oh, yeah.
He'd be a monster. Like, how it's never appropriate to hit a woman, no matter what. But it's okay to hit your husband if he cheats. It's okay to.
Well, let's face it, violence isn't okay. I mean, I grew up in a household that was a bit violent, and at time when it was a bit violent. But yeah, violence is never okay. And quite frankly, I think this is a valid point. Women can go through life without physical consequences a lot of the time. So they push your buttons and say things. And they in general, they don't get a punch on the nose. Whereas
Look,
boys tend to know.
you say violence, and look what happens. Look what happens.
Boys tend to get a punch on the nose. Well, they know it's a possibility, right? If you say the wrong thing, you know it's a possibility.
Well, I'm really upset because my wife put my good cup in the dishwasher, and look at this woman's cup I'm drinking with, and it doesn't keep my coffee hot. Oh, that's a nice cup, nice owl.
Yeah.
So I'm upset about this. Royal correspondent Jamie Dykes, did you change that this morning for your
Yes.
Dykes and Man? Is that?
Yeah, it was appropriate this morning, and it's appropriate now because for the next 24 hours, that's what me and Carl are actually going to be official world correspondents.
So just promise me tomorrow morning at this time, will we finally be done with this bitch?
Yes, yeah, it's done tomorrow.
Done. It'll be finished.
I don't think so. I think Wednesday, because they're going to do something in the States for her Wednesday for all the dignitaries that felt snubbed because they weren't invited to her funeral.
Wow.
So we're going to do it here. Like, she's been dead for 15 years already.
It will take.
Yeah, it's not. I couldn't even finish watching. We had the stream going while we were podcasting today, and it was just I can't watch anymore. I've had enough of seeing coffins and guards and pedophiles walking behind coffins.
Yeah. So Jamie, how's your hand, man?
Painful, brother. Fucking painful. Well, I had 2 painkillers about an hour ago, another 2, so it's eased off a bit. But it's fucking.
Do this. Let me see. It's not that bad. It's big, but it's not that bad. It's not like.
So this is the other thing, though. Jamie got off opiates for the second time this year, and now he's back on them after 3 days.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. It's not as bad as it looked on the picture on Twitter that I saw this morning. It looked like it was totally
probably gone down a bit. I had ice on it too, so it's probably helped with the swelling. But it's
just keep icing it. Just keep icing it on and off.
So is it that you're just a really bad rugby player, or were you drunk? What's?
I only had a couple of beers, but then I decided it'd be a fun thing to do. Just at the rugby club.
I almost jumped off the stage last night, but I talked myself out of it because I knew I'd be in the hospital today.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout. I'm piss poor at sports, and I obviously decided it was a great thing to do, which evidently turned out it was the wrong thing to do. So, but hospital tomorrow, and just get it checked over. It might just be ligament damage.
So is Halen going to grow up now thinking my dad's a dork?
Yeah, he's going to grow up to think my dad's a complete fucking embarrassment.
I see. That's the reason when I played sports with my son, I was always like really careful not to do anything that would scar his memory of me or think, "Well, dad's a doofus."
The funny thing is, as well, it was actually in front of a few rugby coaches and a few of his teammates as well, and their parents.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, dude. That's embarrassing.
Wow. It's incredible. Done it. I stood up, and his coach, because he had a couple of pints as well, he went, "That didn't sound fucking good." I said, "No, it didn't feel good either." And he said, "That's looking bad." Within a few minutes. But here we go.
Now, is there any way you can like milk this to get time off from work?
I'm not in work until tomorrow afternoon, so it may be a case where I can obviously milk it for the fucking cash cow that it is.
Yeah, get the doctor to write up that you need a new hand. You need hand replacement surgery.
Yeah.
I agree.
I need a hand replacement. It's fun. Oh, this morning I woke up, so the dog jumped on the bed, and he always jumps up and tries to play with me right on my fucking hand.
Wait, so it's your left hand, right?
My left hand, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not his working hand.
That's what I was gonna get to. So you're still fine if you need to, like.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But the problem is because it's the Queen's funeral. My out of respect, my right hand is taking the day off, so I just need to use my left hand today as a mark of respect. So it's I gotta. Sometimes I'm right-handed, but sometimes when I do decide to try and crack one out,
No,
I use my left just for a bit of extra torque.
I think you're lying. I do think you're lying about that.
No, you gotta
Are you familiar with what's his name? I know Pee Wee Herman is his stage name, but Paul. You're familiar with him?
yeah.
He got arrested for jerking off in a porn theater, and he got acquitted because Masters and Johnson Clinic, the sheriff's report was that he was jerking off with his left hand, and he's right-handed, and they proved that in court. And he brought Paul David, I think is his name. He brought a Masters and Johnson's clinician in to testify that it is impossible to make yourself orgasm with your non-dominant hand.
How did they
Jesus.
prove that in court? Did they even have to try?
Yeah.
Well, no, they didn't prove that. The expert's opinion was enough to kind of state that, but
Yeah.
the police
Jeez.
report said he was definitely jerking off with his left hand, and like, Your Honor, that's impossible. He's right-handed.
Yeah. Fuck
Your
me.
Honor.
Don't get me wrong. I've never finished with the left hand, but
See, there you go.
I
And you wouldn't be able to finish with your left. This is a challenge for the audience. I would say everybody should try. William is saying that's so not true. Maybe you're ambidextrous, dude. Maybe you just don't know it.
But Conway spent a lot of time in prison, right? So he obviously mastered the art of.
Yeah.
He had a lot of time spare. So
He was edging. He said, "No, but we should put this out there for a scientific test. Everybody within the sound of my voice, give this a try today. At some point in the next week or so, I'll give you until Friday, and report back."
That's cool. Or is Conway talking about his left-handed cellmate who helped him, with his left hand? It could be the one. But yeah, I think we should do it as an experiment. Yeah.
This was the day. Pee Wee, by the way, was in the day where you had to go to theaters to watch porn. I think there were VHS around, but for some reason he decided he had to go to a theater. There were still theaters. Have either of you guys ever been to a porn theater?
No, I never had the.
Well, De Niro in Taxi Driver goes to a porn theater, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sits there to suss out the vermin of society, doesn't he? Just.
I did when I was a kid. It was scary because you didn't want to sit in those chairs. The fucking old freaks fucking jerking off in those chairs.
I've heard a lot of comics talk about New York, not in the 80s and 90s, maybe early 90s even, where you had the booths off of Times Square where girls
in the city,
you go in and jerk off in a booth.
Weird. No, on Long Island they've never had that. That's a city thing. But we used to have porn theaters. The Regent in Bayshore, Long Island used to be a porn theater, and in those days you had to be 18, and I had proof when because driver's license didn't have pictures on them at the time, so it was a little piece of cardboard that said a birth date, and if you looked like you could pass for 18, that was enough to get you in. If you basically matched the description on there. Oh yeah, 6 foot tall, whatever, brown hair. So we would go into porn theaters when we were teenagers, like 13, 14 years old. But you would never wanna. You would never. And sometimes you just like walk down the aisle and there'd be guys just sitting in the chair. Fucking.
People are fucking weird. I don't know how people did that, but I guess. Well, you had magazines and stuff and videos, right? Well, I guess before videos, maybe it was a problem.
Really, we're talking about the 70s, so there were no home videos. No.
Big business back in the day, right? It was fucking insane.
Well, porn has been at the forefront of every technology, right? The printing press, you get magazines, VHS, DVDs, the internet. What do you think one of the first things the internet did was porn and gambling?
Oh yeah,
now there's VR porn now where you're in the fucking room.
Right. I think they used to have a bucket in the lobby.
A cum bucket. I was joking about the cum bucket. Well, it's the tips.
Jesus Christ.
I know a couple of girls that like cum buckets.
It's like fucking talking about prehistoric ages here, like you fucking cavemen. But yes, it was very weird. And then they sold magazines in the theater too, like porn magazines. If the film didn't do it for you, you could always buy a magazine and take it home. It was fucking weird times, man. And it was always it was different. There was no anal sex in pornography in those days, and it was always the same thing. It was pull out and shoot on her stomach. That was
no cream pie pulled back.
There were no facials, none of that. The facials didn't start happening until almost like 1980. I think I'm doing a timeline of porn here, but I don't think facials. I don't think I ever saw a facial until Marilyn Chambers in like 1980. Johnny.
I remember the first time I can't remember. It was a porn film I watched, and it was like arse to mouth. So it was a guy plowing a woman up the arse. He takes it out and he sticks her in her mouth. And
I mean that's
now is that real? See, I think they edit that. So he's got it in a red bubble. Okay, go take a shower.
Yeah, I think some are edited, but I think there's definitely there's more and more people just making their own shit, and I think there's some now that are for sure real, and it's disgusting. You animals,
heathens.
So Candace Owens was on a program where she was saying that porn is a left-wing plot to destroy the nuclear family.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Does it?
No.
I don't know. It could.
Jesus.
I think it was it started as a left-wing plot to make money. I don't know if left-wing it was a San Francisco thing.
Everyone watches porn. I love the map of the US where you see what type of porn is most searched for, like in the Bible Belt, and it's fantastic heat map.
The Missouri, the state of Missouri and the St. Louis area in particular has the most churches and most porn shops, both per capita, of any place in America.
Yeah, I mean, it's repression, though, isn't it? Repression's got to have an outlet,
right?
If you're told you shouldn't be doing something, they're the people that will be doing it the most.
And before there was porn, before there was actual produced porn, there was stag films. And when I was a kid, my friend's uncle had stag films in his closet. We used to have to get a projector out, an 8mm projector, no sound. It was all like black and white. And we'd take the hinges off to get his stag films out because he had a lock on the cabinet, and I had a projector, and we used to get on our bicycles and ride to my friend's house with my projector under my arm. We projected on a wall. But there was stag films, and it was all like missionary sex, and women had these like great big bushes. I mean, to say that pubic hair, it was better, more than most people have on their head. It was just like a bush. It was definitely a bush. Now times have changed. So
I remember bush porn.
How sort of much reality do you reckon is behind snuff films? Where people actually get killed. Do you reckon that actually exists, or do you reckon?
Yes, that's why they're called snuff films. Oh, for sure. Yeah, they used to kill homeless people and shit.
That's
right?
what I mean. It's like, did they actually do it, or was it kind of a fuck it?
No, it was real. It was definitely real, but most of what I know about it, because there was a saxophone player who actually had them, and this was again in the 70s. He had them on 8mm real, film. But yeah, they were making them. There's definitely conclusive proof in my opinion, and I've studied it pretty much, that the Son of Sam murders were done for snuff films. The Stacy Moskowitz one, especially.
That's interesting.
Because they would shoot from a van.
Yeah, right. I didn't know much about the other sort of theories, but they did the documentary Sons of Sam, and that was based on, about that anyway, right? Where they link it to a cult, and it was more than one person doing it, maybe. Right. It's unprovable, really, now, but Yeah, I think there was something else in that one.
Yeah, Roy Radin, who produced the Cotton Club, the movie The Cotton Club, he had a mansion out in Southampton, New York, which is not far from me, and he was producing snuff films. And the Stacy Moskowitz murder was absolutely, that film still exists somewhere. Somebody's got it. It's just
Jesus
um,
Christ.
yeah. So they basically would. This is why all the things were under street lights where it was well lit enough to to get a good shot of it and all that kind of stuff. And it was done from a van. They would park the van across the street, and then they'd call it by walkie-talkie. They'd call the people from Berkowitz's little cult group from Untermeyer Park there,
Yeah.
and they
Wow.
would go and basically, get the snuff film. But I don't know. I mean, where do you get off from that? Just seeing a murder, because
Crazy.
you don't
First
really
People
time-
are people are fucked
Yeah.
up. People are fucked up. Why is everyone going to Bohemian Grove and watching fake child sacrifices to a big owl?
It's
People like
fucking-
weird stuff.
Have
Yeah.
you seen a film? Nicolas Cage was in a film called 8mm. Years old, this film is. That's
I
about a
didn't see that
detective
one.
gets. It's really good. A detective gets hired to figure out if this film was actually a snuff film was real or not. But it starts off with this guy in a mansion. This old guy dies, and his son's like, "Look, I want to know if this fucking film is real, because if it is, I need to obviously bring justice to the person's family." And it's really fucking dark. It goes
Sounds like a good
into-
movie.
Yeah,
really
no,
good.
I
Goes into
remember
the
that.
really dark history of the underworld of pornography and stuff. It's fucking wild. Really good film.
Yeah. What was the one George C. Scott was in where he's looking for his daughter and he finds out that she was kidnapped and or taken into the world of porn and all that kind of stuff in 8mm and all that
George C. Scott.
Hardcore,
hardcore. I think you're right.
1979.
Yeah.
There we go. That looks cool.
Wow.
And that was just around the time Betamax and all that kind of stuff was coming out. Sorry, Andy, if that just me. Just saying Betamax could probably trigger him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah, it's a wild fucking world, man. But yeah.
Ghost Gerbil sent me this thread about the guy fucking bitching about Stanhope.
It's fantastic, but you read it down, and just see him irate about the fans behind him as well. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Good ass sleep.
guy's name is Richard. That says a lot.
Yeah. Richard Head. Yeah, but Carl sent it on the thread earlier for me and Brock to read. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So, Jamie, have you ever been beaten by a woman? Now, this neighbor that you're having a problem, it's a woman?
Oh yeah.
Is she gonna kick your ass?
No, she's what they call a captain in the Salvation Army. But she is fucking
for
nuts.
fuck's sake! Already she sounds like a cunt.
She is fucking mental. Like, we never had problems with her, right? But the first like month into lockdown, she kept fucking giving us shit, saying we was being loud and blah 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 blah, whatever. But she's just gone on a huge, like, she just got this thing. She fucking hates us for some reason. But it was yesterday. On Twitter, she retweeted. So I didn't even know she's on Twitter. She retweeted something I said, a joke. I said, "Oh, my neighbor's acting like a dick." So I said, I think I said something like, "Nick Kelp told Carl, man, that Will Conway told me to kick her in the cunt." So I did.
I think
Thank
you
you,
said.
friend.
I think you said it was me.
To be
Yeah.
fair, Jamie, just to
Yeah.
jump in, you've got a female neighbour that you don't get on with, and you've gone online and called someone a cunt, and that we should kick her in a cunt. I would
Yeah.
think that was about me as well. To be fair,
But what I mean is, she retweeted it, like, rather than just fucking, I don't know, why would you retweet that? Because she has no followers, apart from the Salvation Army, and it wasn't about her.
so the Salvation Army have seen it.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay. So she's just a fucking insane woman, absolutely batshit fucking. But I mean, for example, this one last year, we was out in the garden. It was about 9 p.m. our time, so we was in the hot tub. Me and Keely, we had the bubbles on. We could hear her the bedroom window. You're being loud. We was in the fucking hot tub, bubbles. I mean, how loud can they go? We came in. We had a text message from her saying, if you are going to be in your hot tub, you need to be aware and mindful that your neighbors may have work. So this was like 9 p.m. on a Saturday night. It's like, fuck you. But then a few days later, she apologized to us. "Oh, I'm so sorry. My mother told me I was probably a bit harsh." She's fucking clearly insane, right? I
She's
mean,
probably just losing her mind.
I completely agree. But that's the idea. So when we have the party, the idea is to make this party loud, long, and drive her insane.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So there'll be a house party at Jamie's on the 1st of October, and I will be there. I will be done.
That's
Yes.
definitely pretty curious that she thinks that retweeting something is getting back at you when it's really clearly going to make her people like in the Salvation Army kind of wonder if she's fucking all there. Her
Yeah.
her underlings, if she's a captain, I guess whatever the sergeants and corporals and privates, they're
Yeah.
probably going to say, Captain so and so. She probably is a cunt because her neighbor wants
She
to
is,
kick her
mate.
in the cunt.
Yeah, she's a fucking dick. Like I know, she's blocked on Facebook, but I was like, so yeah, I blocked her instantly on fucking Twitter. I mean, it may just be a coincidence that it's the same name and
Or
she
maybe
works for the
she's a fan.
Salvation Army. I don't fucking know, but
Maybe she's a fan of your comedy.
quite possibly, yeah,
Not
maybe
anymore.
so. Not anymore.
Was a fan of your
I
comedy.
blocked that bitch anyway. She's blocked, man.
Everybody loves a comic until the comic picks them out and starts fucking making
Yeah.
fun of them.
If she had went further back from my Twitter feed, she would have noticed a tweet I put up last year actually earlier this year, saying something along the lines of I actually tweeted I acted the Salvation Army in there. I say you have someone living in a £200,000 house rent free. It's a 3-bedroom. She's single. Why didn't you do the real charitable thing? Give that house to a family who needs it. And
Wow.
they didn't respond because they don't pay rent. They get a car every 3 years. They live in rent-free accommodation. It's fucking.
Well, maybe that's something I ought to look into.
I agree. I think you should. I think we should all convert to the.
I don't even think they have them here. I haven't seen Salvation Army in 20 years on Long Island. I mean, I'm sure they're in New York City.
Yeah, they're in most small towns here. Have got a Sally Army. I mean, well, every few miles you get one anyway. I think we've got one about 4 miles away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wild. I don't know
Well,
if we have them here.
They just fucking. I mean, for a long time, when it was like Christmases and birthdays, right? She would come over with bags of stuff for my kids, and they were all fucking brand new things, from the shop. But she wasn't buying them; she was taking them what would be classed as surplus from donations and giving them away to her neighbors and friends, which is fucking wrong. So what we used to do Christmas time, we used to take the gifts off her, and then we used to basically go on like a Facebook page and say, look, if anybody knows anyone who has a boy or a girl, we've got bags of presents for people in need. So we used to do the job that she should be fucking doing, giving it to the needy. It's like we felt bad declining from her, so we just gave them away to people who need them.
Are they like Jehovah's, like with the Christianity? They're gonna kind of knock on your door and tell you should get a Bible and start reading, or
no, they're not. They haven't got that sort of recruitment policy as such. What they do, they have adverts on TV and they say, right, for 25, not a specific, just give us a donation. They specifically say, donate £25 this Christmas, and then we will make sure an old person gets a fucking microwave meal and a sit down chat with someone from the Salvation Army. That's how they sort of operate, right? They don't go door to door and.
Do they do stuff like clothes sales and stuff like that as well?
Oh yeah, they
secondhand clothes or something, or
yeah, secondhand clothes. But people donate them as well. Like I said, they brand new toys people will buy from supermarkets. They'll donate to the Salvation Army, and she was giving us this stuff. It's like so we just basically passed them on to people that we knew who were in need of things. But it's
so last night we're playing the Gig from Hell, and
oh yeah, what was that about?
Well, the Gig from Hell is a Long Island family festival. It's at like a carnival atmosphere in this huge park, and it's a pain in the ass to get to. And it basically it's you're playing for children, families with children,
Right.
and it's a super G-rated thing, and you're dealing with noise. You're trying to play music with noise from rides, from car show behind us that is jamming out the hip hop and Hispanic dance music with the boom, 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 boom. And so it's a difficult gig to play. It's hard to get to. It doesn't pay all that much. We play it every year. I don't know why we play it, but we never bring a tip jar to something like that. But yesterday I had the business cards in the tip jar on the front of the stage, and a guy comes over and I see him throw money in the tip jar. I said thank you to him. Come the end of the night, I saw what he threw in there, a quarter.
Yeah.
For 6 people, split this 6 ways.
Yeah, but that's an aggressive. But that's just like that's an aggressive tip, though, isn't it? It's like when you tip someone, but you give them fucking next to nothing. Like that's
Right.
what I think. I'll tip
But
you,
no,
but you're getting
he stayed to the end of the night. He was saying how great we were. He loved us and all. So I agree. I thought that was
guy?
like
an old guy.
No, he was probably about 30.
I get getting out of touch with money because my dad, like at funerals and stuff, my dad will buy a round. Or he gave my brother like, I don't know, £10 to go and buy a round for everyone. And my brother looked at it, he goes, "Well, we need to put another 20 in." Like, he's losing touch with what things cost.
Yeah. No, this guy, he was, and he stayed to the end. He was saying how great we were and all this stuff. So I was like, because that's what my first thought. Like, wow, that was a fucking slight. That was passive aggressive.
But listen. Maybe he's only got $1 to spare, so maybe that he's giving away a quarter of what he can.
A quarter doesn't buy much these days. I don't even think you can get a stick of gum.
Buy anything, does it?
A stick of gum. Yeah. We'll split this 6 ways. Everybody get one.
If you go on eBay, you may find that quarter is probably worth like 20 grand or something.
Yeah, he's giving you
like a limited edition.
He's giving you a fucking pirated doubloon.
Yeah.
And I said thank you to him from the stage, and he acknowledged me. He looked like,
yeah, what a cunt.
That is kind of passive aggressive,
But people don't carry cash often. Maybe he searched his pockets and that's all he had, a quarter. You never know.
I know. It's just like, how clueless are you?
Matt, I was going. Do you take a card machine for tips these days?
Oh no, that's a good thing.
It's a good idea because I've seen it at comedy gigs now and stuff, and I'm thinking
next year I'll be quite a bit.
Yeah, because next year I'll be doing some stuff, and I'm thinking of getting a little reader.
I have the QR code. I have the QR code thing on a thing, but we rarely set that up. I always forget to set that up. But yeah,
even though at things like the comedy festival, people go knowing they might have to tip, but people are carrying cash less and less, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit more cashless as time goes on. But card machines is the one, because the Edinburgh Fringe, after one of the gigs I watched, it was, we'll be doing a bucket split at the end. If you've got cash, please queue this side. If you have a card, queue on this side. And I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
that's like, you cannot get away from it. It's just like
full bands don't do well with tips here, but when we do just acoustic stuff, I do acoustic solo stuff or a duo. Sometimes the tips are more than the actual gig pays. We do really well when the smaller the outfit, the bigger the tips are.
Oh yeah, well, that makes sense. Give me a sec. I gotta go and be back now.
Yeah, well, I made £17, but Scotland has different notes. They do take them in England, so I brought it home. But some shops are weird about it. If you give them a Scottish note, they're like, they don't know how to check if it's fake or not. So I've got my latest comedy wages, which are like £17 in my wallet, which I'll have to wait till I go back to Edinburgh probably.
That's weird. I thought everybody in Europe was on the euro thing.
Well, no, Britain's in the pound. We never joined the euro, so we've got the pound. But in Scotland, they have their own notes. Even though it's legal tender here, some shops won't take it.
Wow!
They don't know how to tell if it's fake. You can look at a 20 easy and go, that's a bit, because they're different in Scotland. Yeah, it's weird. Wales has the same as England, but
that's fucked up. I never knew that. So what if you go to another country? They take pounds fine, like the countries that are euro based now.
No, they'll prefer euros.
So you have to do like an exchange when you go. Like if you were to go into France, you'd have to go to an exchange.
Take some euros, yeah. But again, these days it's cashless. You don't even have to tell your bank you're traveling these days. Your card will probably work. So it's mostly like in Brazil. I just use my debit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had problems though. Yeah, in Brazil, you had an issue with your bank or some shit.
It got blocked for online payment, so I could use a credit card but not a debit card. But now I've got a new bank account. Because of that inconvenience that I couldn't get through for them, I've switched to Chase, which is a US bank, but they've got good accounts over here now. It's a numberless card, so there's no number on it. If you lose it, people don't know your number.
Wow. I never think about these things. I haven't seen Canadian money in years. We used to see Canadian money all the time. Haven't seen any of that. Almost never see any Mexican money.
We have problems in the UK because you get like £50 notes, and my kids will get, if they get pocket money from now and again, they may get a £50 note each for it might be a birthday, whatever, and they're fucking hard to use in shops. Some shops are really fussy with a £50 note. Like
So
they'll
in
check
my
it.
yeah, they're a nightmare. In my wallet, I've got 20 reais from Brazil and 10
Nice.
Scottish pounds from a fringe gig.
What do they call from Brazil? Euros? No.
No, it's spelt reals, but it's
Real?
pronounced reais.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brazilian
Yeah.
real dollars, basically.
Wow.
It's like monopoly money.
What's it worth US, the 20?
Fucking no. 20, $3, $4.
Fucking crazy.
That
Well, look at
is-
like South African dollars. It was like 50,000
Oh,
South African dollars for like.
they're rand, I think. Yeah, you can go out and have a nice meal and a drink for $10 basically in South Africa.
You can, it's crazy, but the currency, the notes are fucking ridiculous. Yeah, it's like 10,000 fucking whatever.
Yeah, 20,000 rand, 50,000 rand. Yeah, because I've seen some YouTube channels with super chats, and when the host sees like 10,000, then it's like 10,000 rand. Thank you, probably $1.
Well, here there's a kind of a half. It's politics. Half the country is kind of leaning towards digital currency because of the cost of printing money constantly and all that, minting and all that stuff. It's special paper and all that stuff.
Cash is going to disappear. I would be surprised if there's cash in 10 years in the UK.
Within a decade,
but there are people who are seriously and legitimately, I think, concerned about the government being able to track every single purchase because
it's annoying. It's annoying. And if I want to go and buy some mushrooms or cocaine, I'm using cash, right? I don't want to fucking transfer the money to someone's bank.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that I do that.
But imagine like being on the government's shit list for, I don't know, let's just go back to fucking McCarthy's, for example. They could just say, freeze your fucking...
you can go down a conspiracy road with it, but why not? I mean, like a China social credit system, you don't know whether that'll come here, and it probably will at some point. You badmouth the government on Twitter and you get 10 credit points taken off. And you can't get a place to live.
Wow. Yeah, no, and I just wonder how much it really costs to print money every year and all that. Because, I don't think $1 here is worth $1, for what it costs to make $1. In other words, it probably costs about $5 to print $1.
Yeah, wasn't it? What was it? Nixon who just started printing money like it was going out of fashion or some shit, and they caused almost like a serious inflation problem in the States.
Yeah,
just print fucking money. So how does it work? Because so you can only print money based on the amount of gold reserves you have, or some shit.
It's not on gold anymore, is it? It's money's just fucking invented now.
I would dispute what William just said about the $100 bills. I carry $100 bills all the time. We get paid in $100 bills. I use them all the time because we get paid in them. So I'm always have. Right now, I have like
just on cash in the chat this morning. We had Hank PA from Pennsylvania, and he does there's a lot of Amish, and he said when he works for the Amish, they'll pay you like 4 times what the job is worth, and they'll pay you in cash.
Yeah,
but they work in cash. So he said he got $3,000 for like $1,000 worth of work.
Right.
So I said we're going to Amish country to cut some lawns. Let's go.
Fucking right, baby.
Hank from PA. Who I think I know him, don't I?
Yeah, his username's Hank PA. He's probably been on here before, but he's been in our chat. He's subscribed to Last Rights and of Dykes and Man.
He's on Twitch. He's on Brock's bit quite often, isn't he? Yeah, because it wasn't until earlier on I went on Twitch and I realized I was already following him.
How did Brock do with that auction? How much did he get from?
I don't know how much, but a lot, I think, because it was over 1,000 early on. But I think I missed the second half, but there was a rush at the end, so I did quite a lot. And what he's done this time is got Levine's PayPal or bank details, which people will pay directly into a bank instead of going through eBay. Like last time was eBay. I don't know how much they took, but it was probably hundreds of dollars in fees,
which
should have gone to Andy.
Chunk.
So he was furious about that. So I think there's a direct line to Levine, but whoever won, he DM'd with Levine's details, I think, to pay directly, which I think is a great way of doing it. And he doesn't even have to hold it. Yeah, I think he did well. He was very happy with it. And he did it. He did 24 sketches in 17.5 hours or something like that.
Yeah, he fucking smashed it, man.
Wow. He's a hero. He's Brett
Yeah.
Brock, the hero.
He
Now,
is.
wasn't he supposed to be on some? Is he on today? Is that what?
He's on, so Brock and Andrus is probably going to come on as well. So anyone, let's plug that. The Last Rites Day X of mourning. We're not really going to talk about the Queen. We're just going to drink. Should be Brett Brock. Andy Andrus is going to come on. So head over to the Last Rites and check that out. 6 p.m. UK, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Work out the rest of America for yourself, you bums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking forward to that tonight. And Mind Dog, if you're around, you've got an open invite as well. We'll put a link in.
Well, I won't be able to join you, but I'll be watching it. I'll be doing this.
You'll be at work, baby.
I don't know work. Today, I'm just
get-
going to see what the script is about and the layout and the production ideas they have. It's going to be a lot of fucking talking today. Oh,
So
this is
what are you doing on it? I missed that part.
I am a technical consultant for a independent film that is
Snuff
being.
film.
They have a the studio that they built was originally a real estate video studio, and then it became they still do real estate and all that kind of stuff, videos, and then they have a photography studio and now a social media videography studio. And what they come together, they've gotten a script that they want to make this independent film about. They have the equipment, they have studio rooms set up, little sets and stuff like that. But nobody's ever shot a movie before. They have no fucking clue on that. It's a movie.
Experience.
So we'll be looking over the script.
Be an interesting experience, though, to go sit on a production and see what's what.
Yeah, and working with the director and casting director today, talking about basically what we need and needs and all that kind of stuff. But it's a morning thing. And it's taking away from this. Obviously, I got to get out of here in like 5 minutes. But so I'm happy to be part of it. It's not paying great money. It's paying okay, but it's a project that I could add a credit to as a technical consultant or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
And
great for the CV, Matt. It's great for the CV. Take it for the experience, and you're now a movie technical consultant. Now you can
and getting access to the studio. This is my big thing. Yeah, I want the toys. I'm a fucking kid, and having access to a studio where I can actually go and shoot my own stuff is the payment, real payment. It's what I'm looking for.
Send us some pictures of the studio when you get to see it.
It's not as good as the other one. Now, the flat earther one where I sent that guy and I basically sent him, listen, I can't work with you, and all he did was send me back a thumbs up.
Nice.
I was expecting why, what happened?
Look, I can't remember who was saying it. It was Conway, wasn't it? But yeah, aggressive flat earthers know that they get called idiots quite a lot. So if he's opening regularly on business deals with a flat earth video, he's probably used to some shit coming back.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought as soon as he got that, he knew exactly the reason why. I think that was really meant as a test. Like, if you're going to work with me, you have to get on board here. And
maybe that was the tip of the iceberg as well. Maybe when you get in there, then it's like fucking hell.
Oh,
yeah. Filming the moon landing. What's going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, somebody, I can't say who, somebody contacted me. Somebody who was listening to the program wanted to know who it was. I told him who it was. And he said, listen, I'm not impressed with that studio at all. I did some work in there, and it was shitty. It was like little camcorders and stuff. And he said it wasn't what I described, and which is weird. So the guy, obviously, he had some investment come in the meantime, in the 2 years since that guy worked with them, and upgraded the studio and all this stuff. But I'm also thinking that it might be a little mobbed up because this guy, whoever the money is behind the scenes here and not really caring about what they're doing here, just dumping money into it. That sounds like a
money laundering fucking thing, probably.
Yeah.
Bit of washing some money, and there's a studio to run.
Yeah. So maybe it's all for the best that I didn't get involved there, but I really wanted to work in that studio, especially in the music studio.
Sweet. And while we're on air, I know you got to shoot off as well. Just my mate is definitely interested in speaking about the Memories Coffee.
That's an offline.
coffee guy.
Don't put that on a
Yeah.
broadcast. That's an offline.
Just put it out there, an official sponsor for Odam.
Yeah, well, when are we gonna do that? Because I'll make time to do that, even if I'm there in the studio or whatever.
Yeah, I'll have a chat to him. So he's a teacher. He works like Monday to Friday and whatever the fuck. So we can arrange a meet. We can all get together, have a chat online, and go from there.
All right.
Sounds good.
Just let me know, and I'll set it up. All right, I'm gonna run. You guys gonna stay here? No, you got because I could leave. I could leave and leave you guys here doing this.
Should we take over 5, Carl? Should we have 5 or 10?
Yeah,
we could do it. We could do a short extension today as a test because we've got a lot on today. But in days coming up, let's sort out a schedule, and I can definitely help out some days and come in and do a proper hour, whatever.
Yeah, and I would just want to make sure that whoever does take knows that they have to turn off governors at 10:45 Eastern time every day, and that's just that little G up in the top corner there. You just uncheck that, and then basically you go from there. All right, I'm leaving. See you guys.
Right, Pop. Take it. See you later.
All right, we'll see you in a
Have
bit.
fun.
See
you. Bye.
We'll wrap up.
Wrap up with
coffee not with a dog. Welcome to Coffee Not with a Dog. Now, guys, I want to talk to you about something. How do you feel about flat Earth? Right?
Amazing.
We need to start getting rid of these globalists.
Yeah,
he's gone.
He's gone.
He didn't even hear that. Poor little bless him. He's probably stressed and running out for his first day at work, polishing his head.
It's all about control, man. They just want to keep us controlled in this globe, you know. It's all about,
Listen, what legends are we? 3 podcasts today, and one of them's going to be fucking many hours long.
Oh, fuck me. One of them is it's going to start at 6 p.m. Brock is obviously going to be there at the crack of dawn. But yeah, you know, Andres will just come on at some fucking point and
so I've put the link in the chat. If you click that link, it will take you to the video. Ready to go. Hit the notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't. That'll be really good. The Last Rights podcast. Jamie and I. That's my podcast. We'll get some news about that soon. Jamie and I have a podcast called Of Dykes and Man, Odam, which is on Mind Dog TV network. That's why we're here. We have access to the background and all that shit. So please go and subscribe to that as well. We'll be doing another push on that, and we'll be with sponsor soon. We'll be with sponsor. So,
hell yes. It's like being with child, only you get the money and you don't give it away. It's brilliant.
Yes, we do, Conway. And we want to see the Lord and the. By the way, I think there's a podcast called The Lord and the Lady, so you'll have to look into a different name. But Google whatever you're going to call it first, just in case. There was a podcast called Last Right, but they did 3 episodes, so I called mine The Last Rights.
Genius.
Yeah, but Conway, we want to see you with the podcast soon. If you want any advice about cameras or microphones and shit, let me know. I'm just working off a cheaper USB at the moment, but I will be bringing back proper mics somewhere down the line.
Bringing back the big boy toys.
There's a really nice mixer called the Rodecaster Pro, which is great for podcasting. Tim Dillon uses it. But there's a second one just come out. So what I'm hoping is with the second one out, the original will drop in price.
Yeah, it should do. They usually...
Yeah, and I might... But it's pretty cool. It's all modern. You can connect a few different microphones to it, and you've got blocks to record, to keep recorded sounds in. So you could have one for like an intro thing. You could have drops like... Jamie's got a big hand.
Yeah. Fade in, fade out.
So as we go on through the next months, I'm going to try and bag a cheap one of those, even a used one at first, and slowly build up some fucking cameras and stuff and make things look a bit different. So and I mean, listen, I'm coming to yours. What are we going to do? Are we going to get 10 minutes together, or what's can we get?
Figure it out. So at the moment, I mentioned about doing a sneaky podcast, and she went, I was like, why? She went, people over. I said, we'll figure something out. But obviously, you're coming down, and
I'll be staying. I'll be staying a couple of nights because I'm probably going to Cardiff on the Friday. I'm going to go out for some beers with some old people I used to work with.
Sweet.
So I'll probably find somewhere cheap to stay for the Friday, and the Saturday, whether I stay in the same place or I go up to Caerphilly that day, or I stay in Caerphilly on the Friday. I don't know. I'll have a look for somewhere cheap. Yeah,
there's a few little hotels around Caerphilly because Saturday you obviously come up and then you can just get a taxi to literally any fucking hotel nearby. There's a few scattered around the place.
We'll figure that out. Hey Johnson, there's no they come now. We're in. The dog has been buried with the Queen. He is no more, and we are here to project our flat Earth knowledge upon thee. Coffee with the Dog will now start at 8 a.m. Eastern for a bit, and he'll only do an hour, and then a guest host will come on and do an hour. But we're not doing a full hour today because we didn't really know about it, so we'll do a few minutes and fuck off. But if you scroll up the chat, or everyone here knows about it, but there's the link. Napo would have looked like he sent it, but I sent it without asking him. There's a link to the video. Brett Brock, Dykes, me, and we're hoping Andy Andrist. I haven't heard back on DM. Let me check my email. But yeah, he should be getting out of bed soon, so I'd hope to hear from him. I believe he had his last cancer treatment recently. So yeah, no answer yet, but I'm sure it's very early over on the Oregon coast right now. So Andy Andrist, Brett Brock, me and Jamie, and we're gonna have a little drinky. We're gonna have a little drinkathon later.
It's going to be fucking. It's going to be well organized. It's going to be well structured. We have a proper Q&A for each person, so we're not going to be over talking. Everyone will have rebuttal points and time to discuss certain things and reflect. And it's going to be really professional.
And we've already done an of Dykes and Man this morning, 5 a.m. Eastern to 7. We did a funeral special for the Queen. So go and check that if you haven't already. And yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to that as well. That would be great. So yeah, we're going to push the subscribers on both channels now and start fucking getting there.
Hell, motherfucker.
But yeah, hope everyone's well today. We're going to have a great Monday. I hope to see you in the Last Rights chat later.
Have the best Monday of your lives, guys. It's all about the Queen today. And so just enjoy the best Monday ever.
Work it. Yeah, I get it. It's tough, right? Look, you know, if you haven't got a job where you can be watching stuff all the time, it's fucking annoying. I get it. But we always appreciate you dropping in where you can, Craig. That's for sure.
We love you, Craig, brother. Craig Johnson is the man.
Hey, Johnson, the next time I'm coming to the States soon, but I won't be able to come to New Mexico. But next time I go out, I'm thinking of going because I want some goddamn green chili cheeseburgers. I've seen the pictures that Sahara has been posting. My God, I would bathe in those fucking things.
Fucking right, man.
I'd wash the back of my balls with a green Hatch green chili cheeseburger. It looks fucking phenomenal.
Sounds like food porn in my mouth. Oh.
Yeah, you're probably right. Time for Wales to break away. He's getting political.
Yeah. Let's get over here. Motherfuckers. Craig Johnson is the guy. And I've taken a leaf out of Craig Johnson's book. So today is not good morning. It's morning. M-O-U-R. Not morning.
Absolutely. We're all about the morning today. I can't watch any more of that fucking pageantry today. I'm done with that. I'll watch it again when Charlie dies.
Yeah, I got sucked into it though. You know, I did actually get zoned in, but it's done my fucking tits.
Yeah, I can't. I'm gonna go and chill. We've got like 3.5 hours now until the big one. So I don't know if I'll get a nap in. I need to do a shop run probably. I'm gonna go and veg. And I want to eat a lot of unnecessary food today. I had a big bowl of pasta just before this one, pasta and cheese.
He's with us. He's back.
Oh, there's mine, dog.
There he is.
Oh, we better remember to play. We better remember to play "Turn Off Your Radio" after.
That's exactly what I'm looking for right now. I can't find it though. It's here fucking somewhere. This is how professional we are, right?
Yeah,
I'm flicking through.
Oh, it's the fourth video down, third video down. Okay. You got countdown, Koa, and then turn on your radio.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There we go. I fucking went past that about 3 times. Right. Amazing stuff.
We'll get ready to play that when we leave. Do you want to wrap up now?
Yeah.
We've got a long day ahead of us, guys.
Try and do. We've got a long day. I got to get a shopping as well. I've got to change my pants.
I've got a hangover. Jamie's got a big hand. You're all pigs. We'll see you hopefully at 1 p.m. Eastern or any time after. We'll probably go a few hours. We know me and Brock will be hanging in there. We don't know when Andrus is coming and going. He's got an open invite. Yep. And we'll try and interact with you. I'll try and prepare a couple of rounds of mug shouties. Or at least, just go on the Instagram page or something. So we'll play a couple of games of that to keep stuff going. We'll talk movies. We'll talk beers. We'll talk getting into trouble. We'll talk Stanhope show. We'll talk, whatever. All kinds of shit. Whatever Andrus wants to talk about. Ding, ding, ding.
Everything.
Ding, ding.
Amazing.
Right.
You do the honors, Carl. You press the button, baby. You get that.
Okay. Thank you for watching Coffee with Not the Dog. Rest in peace, Napo. Let me just check the comment here. Hey, good morning, Piggy. Kevin, we're just about to wrap up. We're just about to wrap up here, but we'll be on Last Rights at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're just helping out Doggy. Yeah, if you can, DM it to one of us, and we'll try and do something, or DM it to me because I'll try and create something later. And as ever, when we end coffee with Not the Dog, it's time to